Great, so I'm Bruce Wyman. Some of you know me as the Director of Technology up at the Denver Art Museum. 15 years ago, I spent most of my life cutting up dead whales on beaches, and I think that's the way most average technologists start. The reason this is relevant, I wanted to start you off and get you a sense of where marine mammals are found. I've coded this map. Anywhere it's blue, those are marine mammals. The thing to know about it is I've worked in Boston. This is the New England Aquarium. We're responsible for any marine mammal that appears on this entire shore. I cannot hear you at all, so heck all that you want. We're responsible for anything. Really? Really? Is this where to go? I used to save these. This was my life. I'm a fucker now. This is a hooded seal. This is not their natural habitat. You don't find them typically in the ponds. And this is what our goal was, to release them about 6 or 8 months later back into the wild, deliciously alive, able to live again, and absolutely delicious. And I'll describe them differently in a moment as the robust sausage of the sea, but we'll get to that slide in a moment. There are also moments of terror. That little hooded seal that we just saw does stuff like this. We call these party tricks in the animal world. They're able to blow their nostril out the other side of their head. Anybody else that can do that tonight, I'll give $100 to. Try all you want. This is the sad point. This is also what I dealt with a lot of time, were dead pilot whales. Hundreds of dead pilot whales. There's nothing good to say about this slide other than this kind of stuff sucked. So mesmerize it for a moment. And the reason that sort of stuff happened is kind of the unique geography that you see around this part of New England. This little arm right here is very good. Wow, that's right at the limit. It's very good at hooking up anything that goes into the Gulf of Maine. And so you get this very narrow, shallow area, and it's very easy to get lost, and animals strand all the time. So a little bit of lessons for you. I listen to people at the zoo. This pisses me off all the time. Learn the fucking difference between a sea lion and a seal. Sea lions walk on their front fours. Seals are fat sausages that float in the sea. You also have cetaceans. Cetaceans is a fancy way to say whales. There are two kinds. There are the mysticetes and odontocetes. Odontocetes have teeth. Mysticetes are those big, giant ones that you see that have baleen, that filter feed and eat little bits of krill that are about 3 inches long. The biggest animals in the sea eat little tiny things. This is your tax dollars at work in the 1980s. The United States Navy was very good at tracking Soviet submarines. At the same time, they also tracked humpback whales all over the fucking ocean. 1,700 miles they would listen to these guys, and you have hundreds of whales that they would follow. Crazy. So here's another sad slide. Those the mysticetes typically would strand individually. And so one time I got a call about a large humpback whale in Martha's Vineyard. The thing you'll find out is all of you whale whalers actually know it's a picture of a fin whale, not a humpback whale. Cut me some slack. I learned how to be very efficient and ruthlessly efficient. One of the things that's on my resume is that I know how to flens whales. That's a flensing iron. And I'm such a fucking snob, I have a preference for Japanese flensing irons over European flensing irons. So when whales die, they don't just appear on the beach. What they do is they die out at sea, they sink to the bottom of the ocean, and then they begin to fill up with gas as they begin to decay. And so they float to the surface and they eventually wash up on the beach like the one that we just saw. The thing that ends up being interesting about that is when they wash up on the beach, huge crowds gather. They think it's the fucking coolest thing in the world. And you, I'm kind of the marine mammal biologist going out to the beach alone. You have to deal with this massive crowd of people. You don't really want to talk to people, you just want to get your shit done. And so the best part was this big bloated carcass, you make that first cut. And there was this huge geyser of guts. And the crowd of people that had surrounded you instantly wash away. It was beautiful. So you'd have this frothy mixture of bloody delight. But you know, one time at Martha's Vineyard, one person stuck around and it really surprised me. It was Walter Cronkite. He actually lived just a few houses down from where this dead whale was. And it was nice because everybody left, but he stuck around and asked non-stupid questions, which was unusual. Not with me. So we had a nice afternoon. That whale, by the way, I actually did useful things. This is the entrance to the New Bedford Whaling Museum. This is that humpback whale that I ended up cutting up that day with Walter Cronkite, talking over his place, using his bathroom later on in the day. And that now hangs at the entrance of the New Bedford Whaling Museum. That's my work. This is for Brad Feld, who asked me about whale sex earlier today. Whales have genital slits. Here's an actual fact of life that will come in handy for you. And try this out with your friends, find out if it's true. They have a genital slit. And if you put your hand in the genital slit, if it goes forward, it means they think with their head they're a female. If it goes backwards, they think with their dick and they're a guy. So that's the way to tell the marine mammals apart. Thank you.